Welcome to Anything for Top 5, the informative channel for list of top 5 in anything. For today's video I will show the top 5 greatest rock band of all time. Okay, let's begin now. Rock music has now been around for many years and is undoubtedly one of the most recognizable kinds of entertainment ever made. It goes beyond the classic hits. Hair is to blame. The solos do it. It's the attitude and feel that go along with it. There will always be new bands and musicians, but some rock bands have immortalized their story through folklore. Here are countdown for the top 5 greatest rock group of all time. 5. Queen. The Queen is a British rock band that formed in London in 1970. The band consisted of lead vocalist Freddie Mercury, guitarist Brian May, bassist John Deacon, and drummer Roger Taylor. Queen is known for their unique blend of hard rock, pop, and opera, and their theatrical live performances. Queen rose to fame in the mid-1970s with their hit songs, Bohemian Rhapsody, We Will Rock You, and We Are the Champions. The band continued to release successful albums throughout the 1980s, including The Game, Hot Space, and A Kind of Magic. Freddie Mercury's powerful vocals and showmanship, combined with the intricate guitar work of Brian May and the rhythm section of Deacon and Taylor, helped make Queen one of the most influential and beloved rock bands of all time. Although Mercury passed away in 1991, Queen's music continues to be popular and relevant today. Queen has been highly successful on the Billboard charts throughout their career. In the United States, they have had 4 number 1 albums on the Billboard 200 chart, including The Game, Hot Space, The Works, and A Kind of Magic. They have also had numerous top 10 albums, including News of the World, Jazz, and The Miracle. Queen has had many hit singles on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, including their signature song, Bohemian Rhapsody, which reached number 9 on the chart in 1976 and later re-entered the chart after the release of the biographical film of the same name. Other top 10 hits include, We Will Rock You, We Are the Champions, Crazy Little Thing Called Love, and Another One Bites the Dust. Queen has sold over 34 million albums in the United States alone and has been one of the best-selling music artists of all time worldwide. 4. Pink Floyd. The Pink Floyd is an English rock band formed in London in 1965. The band's lineup originally consisted of Syd Barrett, vocals, guitar, Nick Mason, drums, Roger Waters, bass guitar, vocals, Richard Wright, keyboards, and David Gilmour, guitar, vocals. Pink Floyd has had significant success on the Billboard charts throughout their career. Their album, The Dark Side of the Moon, spent a total of 937 weeks, over 18 years, on the Billboard 200 album chart, making it one of the longest charting albums in history. It also reached number 1 on the chart in 1973 and has sold over 45 million copies worldwide. Other Pink Floyd albums that reached number 1 on the Billboard 200 include Wish You Were Here, 1975, and The Wall, 1979. Throughout their career, Pink Floyd sold over 250 million records worldwide and became one of the most influential and successful bands in the history of rock music. The band's lyrics often address themes such as life, death, mental illness, and societal issues, and their music continues to inspire and resonate with audiences around the world. Pink Floyd has had significant success on the Billboard charts throughout their career. Their album, The Dark Side of the Moon, spent a total of 937 weeks, over 18 years, on the Billboard 200 album chart, making it one of the longest charting albums in history. It also reached number 1 on the chart in 1973 and has sold over 45 million copies worldwide. Other Pink Floyd albums that reached number 1 on the Billboard 200 include Wish You Were Here, 1975, Animals, 1977, and The Wall, 1980. The band also had numerous other top 10 albums on the chart, including Metal, 1971, Obscured by Clouds, 1972, and A Momentary Lapse of Reason, 1987. But, in terms of singles, Pink Floyd had several hits on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, including Another Brick in the Wall Part 2, 1980, which reached number 1 on the chart. as well as Money, 1973, and Wish You Were Here, 1975, both of which reached the top 20 overall. Pink Floyd's success on the Billboard charts reflects their enduring popularity and influence in the world of rock music. 3. Led Zeppelin. The Led Zeppelin was a British rock band formed in London in 1968. The group consisted of vocalist Robert Plant, guitarist Jimmy Page, bassist and keyboardist John Paul Jones, and drummer John Bonham. They are widely regarded as one of the most influential rock bands in history, and their music is characterized by heavy riffs, bluesy guitar solos, and Plant's powerful vocals. During their active years, 1968 to 1980, Led Zeppelin released 8 studio albums, including classic rock staples like Led Zeppelin IV, Physical Graffiti, and Houses of the Holy. They also achieved massive success with hit singles like Stairway to Heaven, Whole Lotta Love, and Kashmir. Led Zeppelin's live performances were legendary, and they are considered one of the greatest live bands of all time. The band disbanded after John Bonham's death in 1980, but their influence continues to be felt in rock music to this day. Led Zeppelin has had many chart-topping hits on the Billboard charts throughout their career. Here are some of their biggest accomplishments on the Billboard charts. Led Zeppelin has had 8 albums reach the top 10 of the Billboard 200 chart, including 4 that went to number 1, Led Zeppelin II, Led Zeppelin IV, Physical Graffiti, and In Through the Outdoor. Led Zeppelin, this album, also known as Led Zeppelin I, was released in 1969 and has estimated sales of over 12 million copies worldwide. Houses of the Holy, this album, released in 1973, has estimated sales of over 11 million copies worldwide. Overall, Led Zeppelin has sold an estimated 300 million records worldwide, making them one of the best-selling music artists in history. And their chart success on the Billboard charts is a testament to their enduring popularity. 2. Rolling Stones. The Rolling Stones are a British rock band that formed in London in 1962. The original members were Mick Jagger, vocals, Keith Richards, guitar, Brian Jones, guitar, Ian Stewart, piano, Bill Wyman, bass, and Charlie Watts, drums. Over the years, the band's lineup has changed several times, but Jagger, Richards, Watts, and Ronnie Wood, who joined in 1975, have remained consistent members. The Rolling Stones are known for their bluesy, guitar-driven sound and their high-energy live performances. They are one of the most successful and enduring rock bands of all time, having sold over 250 million records worldwide. Some of their most famous songs include I Can't Get No, Satisfaction, Painted Black, Jumpin' Jack Flash, Sympathy for the Devil, and Start Me Up. The Rolling Stones have been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and have received numerous other honors and awards over the years. The Rolling Stones have had a number of songs and albums that have charted on the Billboard charts. Here are some of their most notable achievements. The Rolling Stones have had 8 number 1 albums on the Billboard 200 chart, including Out of Our Heads, Aftermath, Between the Buttons. The Rolling Stones album, Hot Rocks 1964 to 1971, spent over 260 weeks on the Billboard 200 chart, making it one of the most successful greatest hits albums of all time. The Rolling Stones have also had success on other Billboard charts, including the mainstream rock chart, where they have had 38 top 10 hits, and the adult alternative chart, where they have had 4 number 1 hits. 1. The Beatles. The Beatles were a British rock band that formed in Liverpool in 1960. The group consisted of John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr, and they are widely regarded as one of the most influential bands in the history of popular music. The Beatles' music was heavily influenced by rock and roll, skiffle, and R&B, and they helped to popularize many of the genre's key elements, such as guitar-based instrumentation, harmonies, and catchy melodies. The Beatles' music continues to be popular on the charts today. In 2021, the band's album Abbey Road re-entered the Billboard. Their album, The Beatles, also known as the White Album, spent 8 weeks at number 1 on the Billboard 200 chart in 1968. In total, The Beatles had 19 #1 albums on the Billboard 200 chart. The Beatles also hold the record for the most weeks at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart. And that's all guys, thank you for watching.